So this is the Bmw R50-5. The vehicle have some problem with oil leak. From both sides there is a oil leaking, and also between the engine and the gearbox there is an oil leak. I'm assuming that the shaft seal between the clutch disc is defective. So as you can see, both of the sides are leaking oil, and also here. And also it has a problem with starting the engine, so let's see. When it is cold, it is almost impossible to start the engine. Today's weather is quite okay, so maybe we'll start. So this cylinder has fuel. As you can see, the spark plug is wet, so there is fuel. Let's see other side. So this cylinder is dry, so there is no fuel coming into this cylinder. So this is one of the reasons why the engine doesn't want to start. The compression is almost identical, so this is good. So this is the maximum gap that should be. Now unfortunately the gap is around 0.80, maybe even a little more. So after tuning the ignition points, we finally managed to start the engine. Now the easy part is finished. The engine is running very smooth. Now we need to remove gearbox to see the oil leaking problem, and to do that there is a lots of disassembling. So you need to remove air filter and this bolt here. This is where the shaft is connected, so we will need to remove these bolts and move swing arm back so that you have enough space to use this socket. It's number 10. So there is a very little space here. Maybe if you have some special tool you could do it without removing the rear swing arm, but I don't have, so I remove the rear wheel. And now it's time to remove this. There is two bolts from this side, one is here. Removing this nut, and then you can unscrew the main bolts, and also from this side here. So after that I can move rear swing arm back and have space to remove this bolt. There are four bolts that are connecting the shaft with the gearbox. Now we need to disconnect all of the wires, and also I think we need to remove this clutch lever so it is easier to remove the gearbox. The gearbox is out. As you can see here, there is no oil traces, so this shaft seal is not leaking. But since the gearbox is removed, we're gonna replace this shaft seal, and the main problem is behind this clutch. So now we need to remove this clutch, and after that we're going to have access to the main shaft seal on the engine, and that is the shaft seal that is leaking. now it is time to clean this mess, and also I will remove this cover to see. I see a lot of dirt and oil, so I will clean this upper part of the engine as well. So now it is time to put this clutch disc into center. Before you tighten all of the bolts, I will use this tool, measure from here to here all around, to put it somewhere into the center. If you don't put this part into the center, you will have problem with installing the gearbox. So it is very important to put this part into the center of the engine. There's also some small oil leaking here, so we're gonna replace this shaft seal. There is also oil leak from here. Inside there is a small shaft seal, and this is going to be a little bit problem to remove it. So all of the shaft seals are new on the engine, on the gearbox, but we have still oil leaks. I was hoping that replacing this gasket on the engine head will solve the problem. There was old one before that, and I was hoping that the oil is leaking between the engine head cover, but that's not the case. So we still have oil leaks, and the problem is inside of the engine head there are several small gaskets that need to be replaced, so we'll see. So this is the rubber gasket that goes inside of this channel. This is one, second, third and fourth one, and yes, they are in very bad condition, so I am hoping that this will solve my problems with leaking oil from this head. Now we can see exactly where is the problem, and as you can see right here, this is where the leaking of the oil comes. So this rubber gasket is not okay. To solve the oil leaking from the front shock absorber, usually the problem is here. This is the shaft seal, so replacing this shaft seal will stop from oil leaking from upper side, and also if you have oil leaking from here, right here goes a gasket, small bronze gasket I believe, or chopper, and replacing this gasket will stop oil leaking from the lower part of the shock absorber. You also have this gasket here, but this gasket is almost bulletproof, so it is very hard that this gasket will leak. Usually the problem is here, or in most cases this shaft seal is old and it's not working anymore. Finally, the shaft seals have arrived, so this is it, the new one is installed, and with new chopper gasket that are going on the lower side of the shock absorber, there will be no leaking anymore, and with new oil this all should work really nice.